Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared. My lovely wife Kara is at work, and today I am checking out the Manix 2 XL that I did a trade for. So this is actually mine. Unless if Patrick decides that he doesn't like the knives, I traded them and we trade back. But as of right now, this is my knife, and Patrick has the channel 1 Minute Knife Reviews. Please go check him out. I'm going to link his channel below. He found out that I really was trying to get my hands on a Manix. And I was looking actually for the regular Manix, not the XL. But, you get what you get. And I couldn't find because I didn't have the money really to buy one. But, I could trade. So it actually worked out in my favor very good. I traded him the Para 3 Lightweight and the Hooligan, which we paid for both of those, but it wound up working out to where I could do a trade instead of paying cash money that I didn't have. But this is the kicker, is that the reason why I wanted it is because I want to modify it. I want to put titanium scales on it with a titanium cage. Shout out to the person that gave me the idea when I talked about how I wanted an access lock knife that was not on Omega springs in titanium. And he says, why don't you just get the Manix 2 and get the damn the aftermarket scales and cage? And we talked about it, and we, he helped me figure out a price, and he's the one who put the idea in my head. And that's why I have this knife now. Or one of the reasons, And then thanks to 1 Minute Knife Reviews for helping me out with the deal. So I like it. I do like it a lot. It is a big knife, though. It's a big knife. Let's look at how big this thing is. Here is the Strider SNG. I believe that's what it is. They're about the same length. This is a big knife. So, you see how big it is. Let's flip it over off of the clip. That might be a little better. Yeah, they're pretty similar. Oh yeah, here's a Benchmade Griptilian. This is the large one. And you see how much bigger it is than this knife. Bang! You don't even realize. I guess when check this out. When I had this knife in my hand. Normally, this is a pretty big knife. I was carrying this thing around because I've had this thing for days now. I didn't just get it. I got it before the weekend. I've had a long weekend. Excuse my voice. It might be a little scratchy. I was at a family party. Had some yelling. Anyways, lost my voice a little bit. So I was carrying this knife around, and I didn't realize how big it was till I went back and grabbed this knife, and this thing felt small. When you grab a Benchmade Griptilian and it feels small, you've been carrying a big damn knife. So this thing is definitely a beast, and I know that adding titanium scales to it will make it a lot heavier. I don't know about a lot, but it'll make it heavier. And all in all, if you bought this and then did all the mods, it wound up being like $280 altogether. I think that's what it was. Pretty sure that's what it was. So I can probably find the scales. I forget all the actual numbers, but I think the scales would be like $80 or something like that. And then the cage, I forget what that was, like $50, $80. I don't know. The scales might be more than that. No, you know what? I think the scales were $120, and then the cage was like $80. I think that's what it was. I forget 100%, but I'm gonna eventually get it. It's going to take me a little while to get it, but I'm going to, I won't get it all at once. I'll get the cage or the scales first and then the cage. Because these don't really bother me, but I feel like if I do the titanium scales, I have to do the cage. And this thing is going to be my badass hard use knife. Because I love the axis lock. I love it. I'm not a big fan of Omega springs, but I've had, like this knife never had new Omega springs. This knife it's a champion. I mean, it's great. But then I have other knives that the Omega springs they just keep breaking, and not from fidgeting or anything. Like, I literally don't fidget with them because of that reason. Even though I'd want to, but it's just since I've had to replace the Omega springs a couple times, I'm worried about it. But then I have other ones that they're fine. Like, you know, I'm not even worried about fidgeting with them because they're great. And like this one, no play. Either way, I mean, you know, with these, like, you can feel the liner shifting just a little tiny bit. But besides that, the lock is locked up nice and strong. No play, and look at this. Super smooth. And I like that. And I like that I can do it both hands, no problem, very fast. So that's why I really like the axis lock. And the axis lock is so strong. I mean, this is such a strong locking mechanism. Definitely a brilliant locking system. This one's a little different because it's not exactly like, you know, the this one where it's got the bar. This one's a little different. It's got the ball where, I don't know if I can even show you guys. There's like a ball inside there. I think that's how it goes. And you can almost see it in the, right there. See the ball? It's on top of the spring. I think that's how that goes. But anyways, super duper strong. I really like that. I want something that has no play, really strong. I want to make sure there's no blade play at all, no lock play, just strong as all hell that I can use and abuse and not worry. Look at me, use and abuse, and then I slap the damn tripod. But without being worried about, you know, damaging it. Now, I like the G10 on this thing, and maybe that's probably a better idea for a hard use knife. But I want titanium. I want to feel the titanium on it. So I think that'd be cool. Now the clip, not sure what I'm going to do with that. Most likely I'll have to get an aftermarket clip. I do have one that I could put on there, but I need to get more because I only have one. And I might be trading the knife that it's on right now. So I'll be switching that. I thought about switching it to my Gale Bradley. Let's bring that in. So if you guys follow me, I just replaced these scales not that long ago. You can see how good they're looking too. Man, they're looking good. Shout out to Slicey Dicey. And man, this thing took a very sharp edge. Anyways, so I might be getting rid of this one. Somebody might want to trade for it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not because I'm not sure if he's got a knife that I'm willing to trade. Now, this thing's been used. It's been sharpened, you know, a few times. It's but since they got a hollow grind on it, it's still nice and thin behind the edge. Anyways, I just put a nice new sharp edge on there. But there was a little damage before I sharpened it, so I had to take some meat off of it a little bit. But anyways, very sharp. I didn't put a polish edge. I put a nice toothy edge on it. Anyway, so I might be changing this clip over to this guy. And then putting, you know, this clip over here or one of the other clips I have from my Spydercos. They all flip-flop. So, yeah, I don't know. But either way, even if I keep this, I'm probably going to switch the clip over to this guy just because I kind of want to see it. Now, honestly, I don't know which one I like more between these two. I'll say I like the blade shape on this one more. Definitely like the blade shape more on this one. And the ergos on this one a lot more. This is still good, but this is better. But this one's just got that doggone fidget factor, right? I love it's and it's reliable, nice and strong, locked up really strong. Great button lock. I love this knife. And I love this knife, and that's what this one doesn't have. This one does not have the fidget factor at all. It's just smooth, and you can flick it, but it's just not, the detent's not strong enough. It does have a detent, but it's just not, I don't know, it's just not the Fidget King. That's all I'm trying to say. But it doesn't have to be, not to be a great user. And that's what this thing shines at, is using. Oh, it feels so good to use. This thing is an amazing user. But I'm seems like I'm getting into Spydercos right now, right? Because I was never really into Spydercos. Let me just say that. Because everybody else was. And I got that doggone stubbornness that comes out of me that doesn't want to go after what everybody else wants, right? Everybody else wants it. And I don't know. It's just like something in me makes me say, yeah, everybody else has that. I don't want that. Right? I don't know why, but it just does. But then lately, well, one, the Shadow Man sent me some knives. So that's one thing that kind of got me started into it. And then also, some of their knives are just great knives. I mean, what can you say? But yeah, and then I've been kind of wanting to like mod and change some stuff out, but we're putting so much money into the channel that I don't really have money to buy knives. I really don't. And I've been so blessed that everybody in the community supports us. Well, I'm not going to say everybody. So many people, somebody in the comments are like, I don't support you. But so many people support us and help us make this channel possible. Thank you guys. So, and then even like with the trades and the deals and parts and stuff like that, I mean, it just works out. So thanks to you guys for helping me keep this channel alive. So I hope I can get this knife done eventually, and it'll look really, really sweet. Yeah, that's a big knife. Wonder what's bigger between this and the XM24. Let's find out. What's bigger? I bet you it's the XM24. Oh, it's close. It's a close one. That's the Hinder XM24. It's not far off. The XM24 does beat it, but not by much. I'm trying to line it up perfectly. Yeah, right there. Man, that's close. Doggone it, that's close. Man, this thing is amazing. This is a great knife. Look at that blade to handle ratio. Holy cow. I cannot thumb flick this. I gotta do it with the lefty. Oh, never mind. Tears my thumbs up, I'll tell you that much. Oh, I can't even do it right now. I look like an idiot. Oh, there we go. I'll just go like this. I've been trying to thumb flick the studs, but it just won't let me. With the left hand, I normally can. I'll see off camera if I can do it. Man, I just can't do it right now. My thumbs are sore, but it still flicks. Once my thumb gets a little bit better, I'll be able to do it. Technically, what I do is I cut a piece of my thumb off right here. Probably shouldn't show you guys. Luckily, that was blurry. You guys didn't want to see that. I'm sorry. Check this little copper piece out, though. Isn't that awesome? That looks so cool, right? I think these things with the copper parts just look beautiful. Not when they're solid copper, but when they just have the copper parts, they look so damn good. Then I thought about this thing, right? If this thing had all titanium, right? I don't like the copper screws because they're soft. But it'd be cool to have, like, I don't know, maybe just like titanium ones that look bronze or look, you know, like they're just heated or something. I don't know. I just think that might look cool. It might not. Maybe I'll do something else because I definitely want to make sure they're either steel hardware or titanium, because copper, like for something like this, it's fine. But you see how it's got the screw in there. It's got the titanium screw and it's just a collar. For the over travel stop, it's just the lock stabilizer, so it stops me from unspringing the lock in all directions. But so for that it's fine, but for hardware it's not going to be that great. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling, guys. Make sure you guys go and check out 1 Minute Knife Reviews. And if you like his channel, subscribe to it, you know. He's got cool little videos that are really quick. You know, they just show you basically the knife, let you check it out really quick, because there's a lot of knives you know you see on Blade HQ or something, but you just see it. Like, you see a picture of it. And it's like, man, I wish I could just get someone to spin it right here so I could see how thin the edge is or something. And he gives you that kind of content. So go check him out. Love you guys. Peace.